Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Family caregivers, older persons, entrepreneurs, those of you who are trying to bridge generational gaps. Welcome back to Lana's Little Things with me, Dr. Lana, specialist gerontologist, where we're talking all things on living agelessly and all that surrounds that. But tonight for me, wherever you are, welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. Tonight we're going to discuss 5 or 6 points or so about family caregiving. So, family caregivers, listen up. This is for you. The super cape that you wear, that we think we can never take off. Remember that superhuman. We are human, and because we're human, we're gonna have a range of emotions that can sometimes feel like a roller coaster or barreling down a hill and having absolutely control over what you're feeling at the same time or everywhere all at once. There's a familiar expression. So we're going to go through a few of the things, the emotions that family caregivers feel, why you feel this way. Understand that these feelings are normal because oftentimes it's family members who know sometimes they mean well, but really and truly they're not there every day. They don't have a clue really what you're feeling every single day. And you may not even understand your own feelings yourself or what to do about it, especially when you feel like there's no way out or you just feel helpless. And you know what? There's no one to talk to. There's just no one to talk to. All you can do is pray and hope that God will just answer your prayers and whatever those prayers may be, and hope for the best. Well, I mean, that doesn't leave you with much options, right? So let's talk about the feelings you have as a family caregiver, understanding that those are normal, and how is there a way through this these emotions. Before I go on, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with a friend, share with someone who is going through something similar to yourself, or if you're an older person, just share with your loved ones and just spread the knowledge, spread the word that there are times when this journey is not as straightforward and as easy as it can be. And here's a channel for that. We're here to discuss, we're here to share. I always say problem shared is a problem in half less that you have to carry. So please like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and join me on Lana's Little Things, my website, where you're gonna find more of this, as well as courses and ask me anything, and a free Zoom 15-minute Zoom free consult for any of you who are feeling overwhelmed. So let's continue. Let's start, shall we? One of the most common feelings that personally I felt, and seems to be the number one, it might be different where you are, but the ones as a physician, and just as a family member and as a human being, and you just listening to others talk their talk, is guilt. One of the most common. We get into the others. Don't worry, those are coming to the guilt. Oh my, guilt comes. I think when you first. Sometimes it happens earlier, in the early stages, and then in the later stages. So there's that window where you feel ashamed, actually, that this family member, your spouse, the one you're taking care of, the one you love, the circumstances, their family history, whatever it is, they're in this position. And it's like, am I doing enough? Could I have done enough? Could I have slowed this down? Should we have gone for medication earlier? Should we have spoken to the doctor earlier? Did the doctor give us enough information? Could I have asked better questions? Should I have asked somebody else for help? Did we ask enough people for help? Was there anything I could have said, given them to drink, to help, to eat, take them for exercise? What what did we not have closure on that we can never have closure on now? All of those emotions just seem to well up inside of you and go nowhere, because who you're going to talk to, who is going to process that guilt, who can process that guilt but you. But it's such a, we hide our shame, we hide our guilt in our society. Dr. Brene Brown, one of my favorite authors and researchers who researches shame and guilt, it's something that we just hide still. We just put it away, you know? It says we are bad. We are the bad person. So that is a normal feeling. But that's a normal feeling. So guilt is definitely one. What is another? We're going to talk about how we can go through them later, or we'll just go through them for the sake of making sure that you understand your feelings. Oh, the next one, seemingly very contrasting with guilt, is anger, frustration. I think more frustration. No, I think they both come at the same time, don't they? So you tried what you tried last yesterday or an hour ago in terms of helping them to eat, taking them to the supermarket. Everything went well. The meal that was cooked, it was great. They slept well. They took medication. Awesome. And an hour later or the next day, it's like a totally different person. You're like, what happened? I just did order calling you nonstop. You ever had that? Okay, my name is Lana, as you know, Dr. Lana, but imagine. So put yourself in this way. So I can only call my own name. So imagine somebody calling your name all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. You just left the room. Lana, come. You just left the room. You came back. You checked. How can I help? What you want? Nothing. Or stuff. Or I wasn't. Or they don't remember. You turn. Lana, come. After a while, that gets kind of old. It gets kind of ugh. And you're human. You're doing things. You're constantly doing stuff. You're just trying to like go to the bathroom just for this is real. You haven't eaten for the day, mind you. You fed them already, yeah. You may have a dog or a cat. You want to feed them. You may just want to fold laundry. You may just want to sit down because your feet are hurting so badly, or you just want to have a finished thought, and you're called and called, and it's irritating you after a while, and you're angry and you feel, ugh. And then right behind there sometimes can come guilt, but then you're so upset and frustrated, you forget all about the guilt, and you're just like, I can't take another hour of this. I just cannot bear this. I mean, how many days, how many hours are you going to keep doing this up? No one to talk to again. Who are you going to talk to besides God? Who you know is listening. But I mean, like, which human being is going to really understand? So what do? Bottle it. Bottle it, bottle it, suppress it, repress it, bottle it, hide it, don't want to deal with it. But that's like a pressure cooker. So it comes anger, frustration, ugh, that you may be feeling. And you and that's whether you have a temper or not. You could be the most placid person dealing with someone who has dementia or isn't, or whatever that stage may be. That is a process, and your emotions are going to be there because it's 24 hours 7 days a week. It feels like non-stop. It's going. So hey, anger, frustration, for sure, normal. Feel as though you're gonna blow a top, normal. You're okay. You're still there. You're with us. Stay with me. Stay with me. Usually anger is followed by sadness and depression and guilt, but sadness and depression, because you're like, you may have said something that you didn't want to say. You may have responded in a way you didn't want to respond. even if you did not say anything, the thought of what you wanted to say, you still feel as though you said it. Isn't that true? I know you're depressed. And so all that anger that you bottled up is now tears. I mean, like real ugly crying, bawling tears. Seemingly for no reason. Because you were just so angry. What happened? Over some time, though, that depression, that sadness, that feeling that helplessness can lead to changes in your own appetite. Your sleep habits have gone down. Some people turn to substance abuse, secret closet, whatever you call it. Some persons need an escape route, and that is in a substance. They may not want to tell anyone about it. They may start smoking again if they hadn't been smoking before. They may start drinking if they haven't been drinking. If you're a friend of someone who's taking care of someone else and you notice that they're not seeming themselves, please, by all means, reach out. They may not want to say initially because family is something you hold sacred. You don't air your dirty laundry in public. So if you're a trusted friend, believe me, you are a gem. So just check on that. We'll get to some more of the recoveries, but noticing that and noticing in yourself as a family caregiver, the loss of motivation, the loss of energy. Some people have suicidal thoughts. So if you do, please reach out. There are hotlines everywhere, and I'll leave some of the numbers in the description below. Know that there is always something to do, but remember, your sadness, your depression, and tomorrow might be a sunny day. So that cliche, the sun will come out tomorrow, doesn't come from nowhere because even the Bible says, trouble may occur for a night, but you know, blessings come out in the morning. So there's some days that you just have to go through the feelings, but if it becomes over, it can become overwhelming, and you feel like, "Ugh, I can't do anything about this." Coming along with depression, anxiety, frustration, and anger and guilt and sadness is anxiety because those two link together. They're in the brain. Those they seem to fire and wire at the same time. Weird, but this is how we're made. So anxiety, that feeling of worry, that rocking chair sensation, where you're just worried and you can't do anything about it. You worry about what might happen. You worry about if they're going to fall. You worry about if you can provide. You worry about if you're going to live long, outlive them, or they outlive you. You worry about your health. You worry about getting enough. Is am I going to in? What if something happens to their health suddenly? We're going to be able to do that. You worry about all the family dynamics that may not be the same. You worry that, and you're sad too, but you worry more, and that affects your sleep. It can affect your energy levels again. Some people feel short of breath. You wake up in the middle of the night sweating, and you're like, "What is going on with me?" Your heart is racing. You're thinking, "Are they still living?" You're going to check to make sure they're breathing. All those things, or you're so scared. You're gonna if you are in a position, you go to sleep with them just to be sure that they're moving. Do you get to sleep? Truth be told. So anxiety, worry that goes nowhere, but stays and bottles, and that overwhelm, that feeling of there's nothing I can do. So we've dealt with guilt, we've dealt with anxiety, we've dealt with depression, sadness, we've dealt with anger and frustration, we've dealt with anxiety. Now, another one, the final one, is grief. And grief I've discussed this in a previous post, but but grief is real. So there are different types of grief. Well, we'll talk a few of them here. So anticipatory grief is so common. What is that? The grief of, okay, at any minute now, tomorrow, the doctor said it's not gonna be long now. She's much older than she was. He or she, mom or dad, is much older than they were before. Their behavior suddenly changed, and they seem, or they stop eating, and it just seems as though tomorrow could be the end. And as much as you might think that it's a release from them, it is grief. It's a loss. You're thinking of, oh no, they're going to be gone at any point, and then what? And then what? The sadness, the disappointment, the lack of closure, all the things come rushing through. The grief of that comes with planning, final planning, which is why if you're an older person and you have all your faculties and so on, it's a kindness to your family to really make plans, because when that end comes, it is just, oh, during the process of, or early dementia or the early stages, we can make plans because it just is too much. It can be too much. Okay, without all the negativity. So in the next couple of minutes, like literally, what can you do? So for guilt, again, we said you may feel like as though you have no one to talk to. There has we all. I shouldn't say probably shouldn't say that because you might say no, I don't. But there is. You can talk to your family doctor if you trust them. Reach out and call a hotline. The there are hotlines for people to just talk to. There are hotlines if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling that guilty. You may have just a trusted friend, your best friend from overseas. You may Zoom, you may talk on the phone. Just get it out. Talk about how you're feeling. Talk about how your regret, and talk to someone who you know is not gonna just like hear because they want to know the story. You know, you know who your friends are, the ones who've been there with you through this journey. Talk, 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 talk. For grief, again, nothing works like prayer for that comfort. And look into your, superior source for guidance. For guidance, because we can't do this alone. Bear in mind that in mind. Talk to your religious person. Talk to a friend again. Call hotlines. Have a family chat. Have a family meeting. Call a friend over. Go in the patio and just have a sit down. Have like a juice together. I mean, express your feelings to those close to you. Make a plan. Do you have a hobby? Make a plan. Do you have something that you can actually journal? Journal your feelings and then go back through that. Don't bottle it. Speaking of not bottling it, when it comes to anger and frustration and that aggression, and that may start to feel as though you're changing your personality, okay, take some deep breaths. We usually do our box breathing. Four in, pause, four out. Four, pause, four in, pause, four out. Pause, four in. So breathe as though you're in a box, and that calms you down. Or starting to express your feelings to the others if they're able to process it. I feel upset because I'm not getting help. I feel upset. I feel as though you're not appreciating what I'm saying. Sometimes they may understand you, many times they do. And they may say, I didn't really, I'm sorry. So it just brings us closer together, just expressing how you feel. Distract yourself sometimes by visualizing a happy place. And then sometimes we just have to breathe and let go because there ain't nothing else you can do. The sadness, depression, we spoke about hotlines as well, for sure, especially if you're having thoughts of self harm or you are overwhelmed. And make a plan for yourself to take care of yourself. 5 minutes a day for a walk or a breathe, or just just to just to calm down. Go in your safe place. Those are things you can do. Anxiety, the worry chair that goes nowhere. Sometimes you can do nothing but distract yourself. That's to be fair. And so, passive watching of your favorite movie show, binge watching, well, you may not be able to binge watch, but connect with other caregivers. You may have a group, or form a group, or talk to persons who have a group. You're in the home, you may not be able to go anywhere. What about 5 minutes of exercise, 5 minutes of yoga, stretching, just getting up and just, just stretch. Take your deep breaths. You know how I'm so big on taking deep breaths. They really do help. More oxygen to your brain, slows your thought process down, helps you to process better. So I hope this is helpful to you. There's so many roller coaster emotions when you are a family caregiver. You don't want to add to yourself. You don't want to make the journey feel as though it's a burden, because you took it on because of love. And it's love that's causing you to feel these emotions. They're not wrong. They're human. Acknowledge your humanity. Give yourself grace for the space. Give yourself grace for the space. Give your loved one grace for the space. From my heart to yours, Dr. Lana, have a good evening, good night, good morning, and share with a friend. Let me know in the comments how this helped. If there's an experience that you had that you found, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling? Share with me. You can email me, join me on my website, have a free Zoom. Let us get together. You can join me on my course. There are things we can do. Let us share. Don't bottle it up. Again, from my heart to yours, thoughts and I'm the same. Bye. It's going to be okay. It will. It will be okay. Mwah.